Have you ever had that feeling? The one where it seems like the rules of the game just changed overnight and nobody bothered to send you the new playbook? You spend hours, days, crafting what you think is the perfect proposal. You make the calls, you send the messages, and all you get back is silence. Trust me, if you're a leader in this digital jungle, you are not alone. You hit send, feeling pretty confident, right? But then days turn into a week, and that proposal is just sitting there, unopened. You start to wonder, did it even make it through? Is anyone even listening? It's like you're putting out all this great content, you're trying to be active, but your message just gets swallowed up in this ocean of digital noise. It feels like you're trying to whisper a secret in the middle of a rock concert. It's just exhausting. And on top of all that, there's this constant buzz, this drumbeat in the background. AI is coming for sales jobs. ChatGPT can write better emails than you can. It's enough to give anyone a serious knot in their stomach. Well, if any of that hits home, you are in exactly the right place. Okay, so let's just dive right in. The world of sales that many of us grew up in, the one that was built on pure brute force, on just making more calls, on sheer charisma, that world is fading away fast. We're not just living in an era of change, we're living through a fundamental change of eras. And this timeline here, it just maps out the journey perfectly. We went from sales 1.0, where all that mattered was having the best product. Then came 2.0, where it was all about building relationships. Then 3.0, where we became problem solvers. But today, even that isn't enough. We have officially entered the age of sales 4.0, where the most successful seller is what we call a centaur, part human, part machine. Now, to master this new era, we first have to wrap our heads around a fundamental scientific truth. Your customer is not a rational being. I'll say that again. They are not rational. They are emotional beings who rationalize after the fact. A staggering 85% of their buying decisions come from a place that has absolutely nothing to do with logic or data or your perfectly formatted spreadsheets. This concept of the triune brain, it explains everything. See, we basically have three brains, not one. There's the neocortex, the scientist, that's the logical part, and that's where we spend all our time, drowning it in features and data. But the thing is, it doesn't actually make decisions. It just justifies them. The real boss, the one who signs off on every single deal, is the reptilian brain, the caveman. And it only cares about one thing, survival. So here's the crucial point. This is the big trap. The traditional seller talks about the M3 processor. They're talking to the scientist brain. The Sales 4.0 seller, they talk about what that processor gives you, pure speed, so you can finish early and look like a leader. They're not selling a feature. They are selling a survival advantage. They're speaking directly to the caveman. Okay, so understanding the human brain, that's half the battle. But what's the other half? It's speed and it's scale. And this is exactly where we stop being afraid of AI and start using it as our superpowered assistant. Seriously, think of it as an intern that never sleeps, never complains, and has basically read the entire internet. And this right here, this is the mindset shift we all need to make. Let this one sink in. AI is not the enemy. It's the most powerful tool we have ever been given. The real threat isn't the technology itself. The real threat is being the person who refuses to adapt to it. But how do you actually command this incredibly powerful tool? Well, you can't just throw random questions at it and hope for the best. You need a formula. And that's where CREO comes in. Give it context about your business. Assign it a role, like an expert copywriter. Be incredibly specific about the task and define the objectives, what success looks like. This is how you transform a generic chatbot into a world-class sales strategist working just for you. So now, let's put it all together. This is what we call the centaur method. It's not about choosing between human connection and machine efficiency. It's about combining them into one single unstoppable force. It's the art of speaking to our oldest, most primal instincts, superpowered by our newest, most advanced technology. This is the goal. This is what we're aiming for, to become a centaur seller. 50% deep, authentic human empathy, truly understanding the fears and desires that drive your customer, and 50% raw AI speed, executing with a precision and scale that's just impossible for a human alone. You connect like a human, you execute like a machine. And here's exactly how this translation works in the real world. You stop talking about broad national coverage for health insurance. Instead, you paint a picture for that reptilian brain. Your child gets sick at 3 a.m.
You're not selling a feature, you're activating the protection code. You're not selling a Swiss precision mechanism in a watch, you're activating the domination code. This is the work that actually closes deals. So what happens when you truly master this? What's the end result? Well, you get to exit the rat race. You stop fighting over pennies on price because you're no longer seen as just another commodity. You become the only choice that makes sense on a deep, biological gut level. And look, this isn't just some abstract theory, it's a total practical transformation. Your presentations will land every time because they're speaking to the real decision maker in the brain. You'll start using AI to find hidden opportunities your competition is completely blind to. Imagine your team being freed from all that admin drudgery to do what they actually love to do, connect with people and sell. This is how you build radical trust in a world that's saturated with noise. The thing is, this train has already left the station. The shift to Sales 4.0 is happening right now, this very minute, whether we're ready for it or not. So really the only question left to ask is, are you going to be on board, or are you going to be left at the platform watching your competition speed off into the distance?